So do you really want to know when your brain works the best? Is it during the night or is it during the day? And my answer is your brain will work exactly the way you want it and when you want it. Our brain, it confuses us. It's a very naughty organ inside our body, and it'll divert you from thinking a lot of things that you haven't planned. So be very wary of that good little tiny naughty voice that keeps scaring you. You need to bring that voice out. You need to play with it. You need to create the reality of this voice. You need to sync with it, because this is your time, this is your rules, this is your game. You make the rules, and it is time now, boys and girls, to create some masterpieces. Hi, I'm Nirjang Lama, and we welcome you to Inspira Knowledge Campus, and we've got a huge amount of requests coming in from a lot of students and people all over the globe asking us to tell them when could be the right time to study, the night time or the daytime. I know this is a big competitive world, and we are just looking to be absolutely perfect, and we're trying to attain as much as good vibes for ourselves, for our body, and also for our performances in the examination. Point here again, lane jumping, night or day. But before even we think about night or day, let's think about how does our brain learn? I mean, what happens in the brain, and what kind of activities that we need to indulge in before we can actually get into thinking whether it should be night or should it be day. But we should first understand, how do we learn? How does this brain learn? Now there's millions and trillions of electricity going around in the brain through the neurons and these synaptic connections that the brain is making. And urban legend actually says that if you can collect all that energy and all that electricity together, there could be a possibility that you can even charge your phones. Now that is an urban legend, lane jumping, not yet scientifically proven, but just to give you the intensity of how the brain works at all. All right, night versus day. A lot of things happen here, but even before you think whether I should go in for a night study or should I go in for a day study, try to understand yourself. Are you a person who suffers from insomnia or hypersomnia? Now when I say insomnia, it means I don't feel sleepy at night, or hypersomnia means I can sleep all night. The moment it's night, I sleep. The question here is, why is that I have insomnia? Why is that I have hypersomnia? Now this is also a medical term, a condition that we all human beings have, which is again based on chronobiology. Now chronobiology actually tells us the entire phases of how the time phases, day, night, and seasons and everything works. And then this sort of gets embedded into our DNA. And then that's how we then react according to this preset plans that has already been embedded in our brains. And that is the intellect that we then sort of comprehend in our brains, and then we manifest it in our behaviors, whether it's studying or whether it's playing or whether indulging into any behavior that we usually have in our social life. So lane jumping, so if you're an individual who feels that you have insomnia, or you don't sleep too much at night, not about too well, but too much at night, then you could basically choose to study at night, because that's the time that you can utilize the best, because your body is built for that. Okay, so the advantages of actually studying at night would actually mean that there is very lesser distractions. The social media is sleeping. You can focus all by yourself. There are no disturbances at all. So people who feel that they get disturbed because of too many distractions coming in from the external environment, you could basically choose to study at night. But okay, coming to the day part. Now, science says and research says that the brain works best between 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. or some studies even say 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. But they always focus on the day part. The exact point here is because between the time 5 a.m. to 2 p.m., 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. for that matter, your brain is very fresh because you've just gotten up and it has got a good rest. There is no more muscle fatigue in the brain. Your brain is ready, spongy, and so this is the time that students can focus more on learning something new. When you have to learn something which you have never done before, that what needs to be done. But in the afternoon, as the melatonin starts to grow, now the melatonin is something that tells your brain that, all right, the day phases, intensity of light is changing, it is getting brighter, it'll be evening, and when it's evening, it is time for me to sleep. So these are the, hormonal changes that is going inside your brain. So now In the afternoon, it is advised that you study something that you've already done before. So, this is where you can talk from a critical perspective, where you can analyze things from a critical perspective, because this is something that you've already done. And as the day simmers down to the evening, to dusk, and then into night, that is the usual aspect where, from a social perspective, we all seek to go and retire in our bedrooms or on our beds and then take a rest so that we are well prepared for the next day as well. So the day and night concept, they complement each other, and there is no such fact and figure at this point of time that tells you that, all right, I have to study at night or I have to study at day. Those who study at day are the ones who probably are very well focused, and any amount of distraction will not deter them from doing what they are doing. They will have possibilities of probably going to their friend's house if they want to do group discussions, and they can also sort of seek help from their teachers if they want to, which won't be possible if you have a night routine. Now, also there are questions that, is it very harmful to study at night, or is it very harmful to study throughout the day? Right? There is no such thing that it is harmful. But when you get into this excessive indulgence of studying, where you push yourself beyond and beyond and beyond your limit, to the extent where you start experiencing anxiety attacks, that is dangerous. That is harmful for you. Not studying at night or not studying at day. Or please understand, you all are youngsters. You are not really complete full adults like what we are right now. So you need at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. You need good diet. You need a good exercise pattern. You need good environment, healthy, happy environment. Keep yourself happy. That is also very important, that you'll have to now sit down with your own self and identify when and how and what triggers this happy dopamine effect inside you, because that is when you will understand that this is the time that your brain is in that perfect mode of acquisition. This is when the brain will learn the most. This is also very important, because if that barricade is not broken in the brain, then whatever you study, whatever is you're trying to imbibe, will not be retained by the brain, but just because of the fact that you're excessively engaged in this performance anxiety, and there's so much of stress. So release that stress. Believe in yourself that you can do it. So think about this. Do not follow other people. If they're doing night, then you also do night. Or if your friends are doing day, you do day. Please identify the core inside you, and whether you are a morning person or what they call as a night owl, you identify yourself and you will find it much better. For me, when I was a student in school, I was a morning person. When I became a college student, I became a night person, and when I became a professional working in corporates and in academics now, I have become a morning person. So sometimes these decisions also is based on the life phases and the life cycle that we are going through as well. And please believe in yourself that you'll do very well in life. This is very important, ladies and gentlemen. So if you feel a little bit submissive, if you feel that there is some stress, there is some worry going in your head, ladies and gentlemen, just look in the mirror, appreciate the way that you are, because the world loves you just the way you are. And we wish you all the best. God bless you. May the force be with you. Thank you very much.